out there, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. I am Tiffany and I'm here to share some new Tiffany's tips with you. If you have not had the chance already, please check out my website at www.tipstipsforwellness.com. I have weekly blogs there on different prenatal and postpartum tips. If you know someone who needs a consultation, whether they've recently become pregnant or they're into their pregnancy already or they're even postpartum, they have some questions, some concerns, and different things of that nature, you can lead them in my direction. I do consultations just to help kind of guide people. If they need to reach out to doulas or midwives or lactation consultants, I help them do that. So today we're going to get into the disadvantages or the cons of formula feeding, okay? So if you've been following me, I've done videos, pros and cons to breastfeeding, and I've also done pros to formula feeding. So this video is going to be about the cons of formula feeding. Now, I feel like I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. Whatever method works for you and your baby, as long as your baby is healthy and getting everything that he or she needs, whichever method works for you, you work it, okay? Don't let someone make you feel bad because you either chose to just strictly breastfeed or just strictly formula feed, or if you're breastfeeding and you're supplementing with formula. As long as your baby's doing well, your pediatrician has no issues with it, I feel like you should just do whatever you need to do to work for you. So my first disadvantage is going to be the price, okay? Formula feeding can get very expensive. I think in the first year of baby's life, you're going to spend about $1,500 in that first year on formula. When I went to the grocery store recently just to buy a few things, went over to the baby aisle and I looked into the formula, and I think maybe it was like $24 or $25 just like for the can. So yeah, that's what you're going to be looking at. And the reason why is because the manufacturer, well, they say the reason why is because the manufacturer spends the time to try to make it as close to breast milk as possible so your baby can get the nutrients that he or she needs. So that's the first disadvantage. The second disadvantage is protecting your baby's immune system. With breast milk, okay, naturally, it helps your baby fight off bacteria and viruses and things of that nature. Formula doesn't do that. But you can also take the measures to make sure that you are keeping your hands clean, keeping your areas clean, keeping your baby away from people who are sick to keep them healthy, okay? I know that I want to say maybe 4 to 6 months, you can start doing like a little liquid, like a multivitamin, if I'm not mistaken. They have my baby on vitamin D drops, and I just put it on her little pacifier, put it in her mouth. So there are different ways to help boost your baby's immune system, even if you aren't formula feeding, but with breast milk, it's automatically there. So that's another disadvantage. That's the second disadvantage. The third disadvantage, I feel like, with formula feeding is the fact that formula feeding does not change to suit your baby's needs. With breast milk, if your baby is sick, if your baby is going through a growth spurt, whatever it is that your baby may be needing in those first few days of life, 6 months of life, first year of life, the breast milk is going to change to make sure that your baby gets what he or she needs. Formula does not do that either. So that's just something that, you might want to think about if you are kind of torn between what to do, if I want to formula feed, if I want to breastfeed. And if you're able to breastfeed and you want to go ahead and do that, that's great. But if you feel like, formula feeding is fine with you and that's the route you want to take, that's awesome also. So to my formula feeding moms out there, what would you say is a disadvantage to formula feeding for you? If there are any disadvantages, I would like to know. Comment below. Those are my disadvantages I feel like come with formula feeding. I thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Got to cut it short today. Take care.